right, welcome back to the Pack 9 show. We are doing the Week 8 recap, and we're starting with the San Francisco 49ers at LA Rams,
Yes,
where Christian
sir.
McCaffrey has a perfect QBR and quarterback rating after throwing one touchdown pass for 34
Let's
yards.
go.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the Niners just kind of swept them away. We were fairly accurate with our predictions. We both predicted that the Niners would win. Alex guessed 28 to 17. I guessed 21 to 18, but the final score was even crazier than that, 31 to 14. Niners win it by shutting out the Rams in the second half. Alex, bring us through this one.
Yeah, this was a great game, honestly. But the second half, the Niners were able to make some adjustments or something, but they turned it on and seemed like we were unstoppable. And the Rams didn't score a single point in the second half. I think it was a combination of just wonderful things happening. First of all, Jimmy G going 21 for 25. He had a pass rating of 132, so almost as good as McCaffrey. but
Yeah,
uh,
almost.
but that's
Threw a
still
couple more yards.
still really good. He got sacked 3 times, but I mean, Aaron Donald still played a great game though. But Jimmy G was able to have a lot of completions, and Christian McCaffrey had a great day running and receiving. And Ayuk really came in clutch for us without Debo. We needed the receiver threat, and Ayuk delivered, so that was great. And you know, the big thing right now around the Niners is complementary football, and the defense was playing lights out in the second half, and the special teams was doing it. So I think it was
Yeah,
overall
Fred
good.
Warner looked great. He had 12 total tackles, and our
Fred,
boy Hafanga got 6 solos.
dude, Fred Warner was all over the field. He is a monster. Look out for this dude is going nuts. And yeah,
Mhm.
Hafunga, both like everyone, like it really was complimentary football, particularly in the second half. So they started off slow though. I would like to see a faster start, but I'd rather see a stronger finish. So I think overall, great way to go into the bye week and kind of get a little more healthy. So yeah, I think overall pretty good.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a great little situation with this Christian McCaffrey trade. Him getting a rushing, receiving, and passing touchdown is pretty phenomenal. And also just a kind of a weird little turn because the Rams were leading it by halftime, and they got shut out in the second half, but didn't turn over the ball once. So I don't know what does that mean that it's just a crazy stout defense, or does that mean the defense kind of got bailed out? They never even like caused a turnover.
Right. Yeah. I feel like it was more so just getting them off the field and get winning those third downs. I think
Hmm.
really came in handy. And we had that goal line stop, but then those multiple flags on third down, they basically stopped the Rams from scoring on like 7 straight plays, and they were on the one. Like, but then they ended up scoring. But dang, it was just like, I don't know, like trying to get them out the field on third down was huge, and especially the second half, they were finally able to do it consistently.
Yeah, and Matt Stafford too, just not able to sling the deep ball apparently against you guys. 22 completions for only 187 yards.
Yeah, yeah, and they were just throwing screens, so
Hmm.
many screens, like literally a screen every play. That's all they could do. Yeah, so
Well,
glad to.
let's move on to the Packers Bills now. Our predictions were actually pretty solid. I said that Bills are going to win 31 to 10. Alex said 35 to 17, and the real final score was 27 to 17. And actually, I think that this was a little bit better of a game than either of us had expected from the Packers, even though they lost.
Yeah,
We forced them to a punt right away, and then we had this really long um, drive that kind of petered out, which kind of sucked. And literally it petered out because Christian Watson got injured on the play,
yeah,
and Aaron Rodgers was sacked for 7 before that. And then they come back and score a touchdown, and then we have to punt, and they score another touchdown. So we're like, okay, this game's already over. But then on the very next drive, we come down and have like a pretty nice little touchdown. Romeo Dobbs has a crazy catch that's definitely highlight replay stuff at the end of the
yeah.
day. It was very cool.
He's crazy.
And then but we just couldn't stop the touchdowns. By the end of the half, it was 24-7. And
Yeah.
even though we were able to get a field goal and a touchdown, there was like a lot of like good play by the defense. Honestly, the Bills only were able to score a field goal by the end, and that's because we intercepted the ball twice. It was a crazy string of like we intercepted the ball, then they intercepted the ball on the next play, and then five
Oh,
plays later we intercepted again,
oh yeah,
and
that
then we
was
came
nuts.
back for a touchdown. So like there was some play the from the defense that I really enjoyed. But what I mostly enjoyed is that Aaron Jones got 20 carries for 143, and AJ Dillon got 10 carries for 54. I hope that we can continue to push that forward, especially if Bakhtiari ever seems to get back to any usable form.
Yeah, and it was pretty apparent at the beginning of the game they were running Aaron Jones a lot, and there were moments where the Packers had momentum, So I think even though they lost, I think they really ended pretty strong. Now you can say the Buffalo Bills just put the foot off the gas pedal, but either way, they Josh Allen, was throwing some interceptions that would look a little questionable. So looks like he is human. So, but honestly, though, I think the Packers did play a good game. They did cover the spread by half a point, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, give it up to us.
Yeah,
Don't
but
count us out.
but yeah, Buffalo just looking like a really good team, just like when the Niners played the Chiefs. It's just like, what can you do? Like, like honestly, it's gonna be pretty tough for every team in the league to beat those types of teams.
Right, right. Well, Alex, last week you said your saddest fan base was New Orleans, and they ended up shutting out the Raiders. Who are you going to give your good mojo to this week for saddest team?
Well, if you're gonna go ahead and just get shut out by the saddest team, then you just pass the torch. So I'm going the Raiders. Literally, I have no words to say about this team. They have Devonte Adams, they have Josh Jacobs, and they have Derek Carr. Yet they can't score. What is going on over there? I have no idea. Maybe too many times on the slots at Vegas. I don't know, but something's weird out there. I couldn't tell you, but if I was a Raiders fan, I would be devastated.
Yeah, this is there was so much hype around this team coming into the year, and they just can't get anything together. And then just to put the cherry on top with Devontae getting one catch for 6 yards, it's like what is
Like
going on at this
what?
point in the season? This is week 8, guys.
Yeah, I have no
Yeah.
idea. Their season's probably done.
Yeah, and mine is a similar. My saddest team is similar. I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans. Like,
Oh yeah,
man, they are they really just have nothing except Damian Pierce, who is pretty good, and I like him, but
yeah.
they can't play football at this point. And especially with this thing about Brandon Cooks, they
Right,
just
yeah.
it just looks like what is the direction for this team? I think that nobody has a clear idea at all moving forward what this team is supposed to be or who they're supposed to build around or what they're trying to do.
Yeah, are they going for defense or are they going for running or I have no idea. I don't think they have
Yeah.
any idea.
All
Yeah.
right, and of course the other side of the coin, the happiest fan base. Who do you got?
There was a lot of people honestly feeling pretty happy. I think for me, I think it's a tough one, but I'm gonna say the Minnesota Vikings. They end up coming up. Who did they got someone in the trade deadline? T.J. Hawkinson. So they got T.J. Hawkinson on top of their offense already with Justin Jefferson, Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and it looks like
Hmm.
their defense I think is the real deal. So this might be the most complete Minnesota team we've seen. Kirk Cousins seems to be playing well. I think if I'm a Minnesota fan, I'm feeling pretty good sitting at 6-1.
And if I'm a Minnesota fan, I'm feeling pretty good with the Packers being at 3-5.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I bet they
that
love
makes them
that.
pretty happy. So I get it. Yeah, if they keep playing this way, then they're gonna easily take that division. So just had to
Yeah.
say. Well, and then I think it's kind of a cop out because they're undefeated, but the Philadelphia Eagles just throws a hammer down on the Steelers this week, 35-13, and geez, I mean Philly fans thought that they were going to have a good season, but I don't think they thought they were going to have be undefeated at this point. But AJ Brown is just such a weapon, and their defense too is so solid. That defense probably is like top 5 in the league.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it's yeah, I think they have a legitimate shot at winning the NFC.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. They're definitely one of the scarier teams in the NFC. Jalen Hurts is playing lights out, honestly, and AJ Brown is just looking unguardable. And like you said, that defense working too. So that is a formidable team right there.
Well, you said it all. So we will end there. Thanks again for tuning in to the Pac 9 show. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.